guys, it's Jen here and welcome to Jen's Wild About Art. So today I'm going to do a drawing of a little herd of a zebra for you. I'm drawing the outlines in with my mechanical pencils now, and I've used a reference from Unsplash. I get most of my references off Unsplash and I just modify them and use sort of odd pictures and mix them together to create my artwork. So I've actually used a couple of drawings or a couple of photos and just put them together to get the positions of the zebras I liked. So I'll go around and draw them until I'm happy with the positions, and then I'm going to go over them with a fine micron pen. So now I'm going into the drawing and I'm happy with my outlines. So I'm going to go over the top with a fine micron pen. I think it's a 0.03, and I'm just drawing in around the lines and everywhere that I have drawn with the pencil. And I'll continue on until I've finished all of the zebra. So now I'm going in with a wet brush, and you'll notice there's a little tinge of green in the water. That's because I didn't clean the brush properly. But it doesn't matter because the background was going to be a different colour anyhow. And then I'm adding a little bit of yellow ochre into the mix and letting that just wash all around everywhere that I'd wet the paper. And I'm adding a thicker coat of yellow ochre to the bottom just to show where the grass is going to be in the 3 zebra. And then I add some darker tones of green just to add, to make the foreground come forward. So lighter to the back and darker to the front, and I'll add a few different values of green into the grasses to make it look a bit more grass-like. Now I'm painting the zebra, and I'm using a very watery mix of burnt umber and cobalt blue, and I'm taking that over all of the stripes of all 3 zebra, and I'll work through all the zebra again. I'll let that dry, and then I will go over the top with a slightly thicker mix, so less water, more paint of burnt umber ultramarine blue, and I'll continue to do that in each layer, just less water, more paint, until I get to the darkest darks. Now I'm going in with the next layers and going another tone darker, and I'll just keep building up until I'm happy with the darks and that they're where I want them to be colour wise. Now I'm going in and I'll be adding some blue just for the shadow areas, a very thin wash of cobalt blue, and I'll add that to anywhere that there's shadow on all 3 zebra. And for their eyes, I've added a little bit of yellow ochre, and I just put little black dots in for their pupils, and I just make the darkest dark I possibly can with my burnt umber and cobalt blue, and do that around the outlines of their eyes. So now I'm going in and adding the darkest dark, so it's almost pure pigment. It's burnt umber, cobalt blue, but very little water, like only just enough water to make it move on the brush for me. And yeah, I love adding the darkest darks. It's so much fun. Now I'm going back and I'm adding the grass texture that I spoke about at the beginning, and just adding some different greens, and I'll add some purples for the shadows directly underneath all 3 zebra. And I add some yellow ochre to the top of the grass also, just because the grass is sort of greener at the bottom, but it's sun bleached on top, so it's browner at the top. So yeah, I add a bit of yellow ochre to the top of the grass. Now I'm adding some transparent sienna just to bring some warmth to the 3 zebra, So, and I absolutely adore transparent sienna. It's one of my favourite colours. So I pop that just onto the top parts of all 3 zebra. It adds a bit of light and a little bit of light, bit of warmth. And also shows that, you know, they'll be sun bleached because they've been grazing around in the sunshine in Africa. So, and now I'm going in with my micron pen just to touch around the very edges and the very, very darkest parts of the zebra. And we're just about done. So thank you so much for watching, guys. I'd love it if you click like and subscribe and click on the bell icon. I'll pop my links down below to my other social medias. I also have a Twitch channel. I'd love you to come over there and share my art with me too. Have an awesome day, and I'll catch you next video. Okie doke. Bye.